The planet Velthara breathes red. Twin suns bleed across a sky of rust and copper, turning the endless dunes into rivers of molten glass. Wind howls through the skeletal ribs of ancient leviathan bones half buried in the sand. Every gust carries a low, mournful note, as if the world itself is singing a dirge for what is about to happen. Lieutenant Jax Calder, Terran Marine Corps, callsign Reaper, to anyone who'd survived working with him, crouches beside a cracked obelisk, checking the charge on his battered Mark IV pulse carbine. Officially, he's on a milk run. Extract a data shard from a downed Dominion spy drone before the local scavengers strip it. And officially, Earth's brass just wants proof the Dominion is running black site experiments out here. One man, no backup, no flag. The kind of job they give to humans because everyone else is too civilized to risk their lives for intel. Jax wipes sweat from his brow. The heat is murderous, but the silence is worse. Until it isn't. A low thrum vibrates through the sand. Then another. Then the unmistakable whine of Dominion gravskiffs. 3 of them, black as sin, kicking up crimson storms as they hunt. Jax curses and sprints for cover behind a toppled statue of some long-dead Vayari saint. That's when he sees her. She stumbles from the lee of a dune, tall, silver-skinned, wings of translucent membrane torn and bleeding starlight. Royal markings glow faintly across her collarbones, house sigils of the Vayari Imperatrix. An honest-to-God princess. And she's running straight into the kill zone. The skiffs open fire. Plasma bolts turn sand to glass around her feet. She falls, one wing crumpling, emerald blood hissing where it touches the ground. Every instinct in Jax's body screams mission first. The shard is 50 meters away. Exfil window closes in 9 minutes. Protocol says leave the local to her fate. Instead, he hears himself growl, damn it all. He breaks cover, carbine barking controlled bursts. One skiff spirals, smoking. The others scatter. Jax slides down the dune like an avalanche, scoops the alien woman into his arms. She weighs nothing, like holding moonlight, and keeps running. Her eyes, molten emerald shot through with fear, find his. You're human, she whispers, voice like wind chimes made of glass. Yeah, Jax pants, vaulting a crystal ridge. And you're heavy on the conscience, princess. Behind them, the skiffs regroup. Ahead, only endless red desert and the growing roar of engines. Jax grins despite everything. Looks like we just hooked up for the worst first date in galactic history. She laughs, weak, stunned, beautiful, and the sound cuts straight through his chest plate. The hunt is on. The twin suns are bleeding out behind the dunes when Jax drags her into the shadow of a half-collapsed Vayari shrine. Crystal pillars lean like drunks, their surfaces etched with glowing hymns that still flicker after 1,000 years. The air smells of ozone and hot copper. He sets her down against a fallen altar. Her wing is shredded, membranous skin torn open like wet silk. Emerald blood pools beneath her, steaming. Name, he says, ripping open his medkit. Lirale, she whispers, voice trembling. Crown daughter of the 9th Spire. Great. Royalty. That makes this kidnapping instead of rescue. He slaps a coagulant patch over the worst tear. She hisses, arching. Hold still, princess. I've patched worse on Tuesday. Dominion skiffs scream overhead, searchlights carving white scars across the night. Jax kills his suit's power signature and pulls her deeper into the ruins. You should have left me, she says, watching him work. My people abandoned me the moment the Imperatrix declared open season on dissenters. The Dominion wants me alive for a show trial. You just painted a target on your back. Jax snorts. Lady, I was born with a target on my back. Comes with the species. He meets her eyes. Up close, the glowing markings on her skin shift like auroras. Beautiful doesn't cover it. Why did you do it? She asks quietly. He shrugs, suddenly awkward. Looked like nobody else was gonna. A long silence. Then she reaches up, fingers brushing the stubble on his jaw, curious, reverent. Your kind are myths to us, she murmurs. The Deathworlders. The ones the galaxy locked away because you never learned how to surrender. Yeah, well, myths don't fill out paperwork. He checks his carbine. We've got maybe 4 minutes before they triangulate us. Liralay's hand finds his wrist. Her touch is cool, electric. There is a hidden gate beneath this shrine. My mother's escape route, before she was executed for treason. It leads to the Undercities. Jax raises an eyebrow. And you're telling the guy who just committed high treason for you because if we die tonight, I want someone to remember that not every human is the monster they say. He laughs under his breath. Princess, I'm exactly the monster they say. Difference is, I pick who I point it at. Boots echo outside, Dominion shock troopers dropping from the skiffs. Red targeting lasers dance across the broken pillars. Jax shoulders his rifle, pulls Liralay against his side. She's shaking, but her chin lifts, royal even when bleeding out. Stay behind me, he says. No, she answers, voice suddenly steel. Beside you. Together they slip into the dark mouth of the hidden gate as plasma bolts turn the shrine into molten glass behind them. The Undercities wait below, ancient, angry, and full of people who hate the Dominion even more than they hate humans. The hidden gate spits them into a cavernous throat of stone and bioluminescent moss. The air is thick with spice, machine oil, and the low thunder of a million refugees breathing at once. Vaelthara's Undercity is a vertical maze. Crystal bridges slung between stalactites the size of skyscrapers, waterfalls of liquid starlight cascading into glowing pools, and every surface crawling with Vayari who never bowed to the Dominion. Their wings are clipped or painted black in mourning, but their eyes burn. Jax keeps Liralay tucked against his side, carbine low but ready. The crowd parts like water around a shark. Whispers ripple. Deathworlder, he carries the crown daughter. She lives. A hulking Vayari enforcer with cybernetic tusks blocks their path, plasma axe humming. Human, he growls. The princess is property of the resistance now. Step aside. Jax doesn't flinch. She's property of nobody, and the only thing I'm stepping aside for is a bullet with my name on it. Liralay steps forward, blood still dripping from her wing, voice ringing like temple bells. Stand down, Korath. This man bled for me when my own blood abandoned me. He has sanctuary. The big male hesitates, then drops to one knee. The entire market follows, thousands of wings folding in respect. Jax feels the weight of it settle on his shoulders like armor. An elderly healer with silver circuitry woven into her skin approaches. The wing will scar, but the soul wound is deeper. Come. The circle of echoes awaits. They're led to a cavern lit by floating orbs of pure memory light. In the center, a pool of liquid mercury that reflects not faces, but truths. The healer speaks softly. The Dominion is culling empathic bloodlines. They fear what love can do when weaponized. Liralay is the last unneutered singer of the royal line. With her death, the resistance loses its voice. Jax looks at Liralay. She meets his gaze, eyes wet but fierce. I won't let them take you, he says simply. The healer smiles for the first time. Then the circle will bind you. Not as master and slave, but as resonance. Two hearts beating as one. It is old magic, painful, permanent, intimate. Liralay's fingers find his. Do you trust me, Jax called her? He thinks of every time Earth asked him to die quietly and he refused. He thinks of her laugh in the desert. Yeah, he says. I trust you. They step into the pool together. Mercury climbs their skin like living fire. Pain explodes behind Jax's eyes, every scar he ever earned, every friend he buried. Then Liralay's memories flood in. Palaces burning, her mother's execution. The moment she decided hope was worth dying for. When they surface, glowing threads of crimson and emerald spiral between their chests. Their heartbeats sync with a sound like distant thunder. The healer bows. The resonance is complete. You are no longer two. Overhead, Dominion drop pods begin punching through the cavern roof. Jax grins, feeling Liralay's courage braided with his own. Good, he says, because it's about to get loud. The Undercity erupts into war. Dominion drop pods slam into the crystal bridges like black meteors, disgorging shock troopers in obsidian armor. Their rifles spit white fire. Civilians scream and scatter, wings beating uselessly against gravity. Jax and Liralay stand back to back in the center of the market, resonance thrumming between them like a second heartbeat. He feels her fear, sharp, bright, but also her fury, ancient and royal. She feels his cold, beautiful rage, the same rage that once made entire battalions surrender just to stop a single human from walking toward them. Left flank's thin, Jax mutters, pulse carbine already singing. I see it, Lirelei answers, voice layered with harmonics that make the air vibrate. She raises her hands, and every shard of broken crystal in 100 meters lifts into the air like a storm of knives. They move as one organism. Jax advances, carbine barking precise death. Every time he fires, Lirelei's song guides the bolts, plasma curving around corners, punching through armor joints no human eye could see. Where her crystal storm flies, his bullets follow, turning Dominion squads into red mist and screaming metal. A Dominion captain, 8 feet tall, faceless helm, charges with a plasma glaive. Jax empties half a magazine into the chest plate. The armor laughs it off. The captain swings. Lirelei sings a single, perfect note. The glaive shatters mid-swing. The captain drops to his knees, helm cracking open to reveal a young face suddenly drowning in tears, every atrocity he'd committed crashing back into his mind at once. Jax puts a round through the visor. Empathy's a hell of a weapon, princess. She's shaking, using the voice that way costs her, but she smiles. You gave me the strength to use it. Above, Dominion gunships descend through the breached ceiling, floodlights sweeping. Jax grabs her hand. Time to leave. They sprint across collapsing bridges, leap gaps that should be impossible. The resonance makes them faster, stronger. He feels her wings on his back even though he has none. She feels his stubborn refusal to die in her bones. Behind them, the Undercity burns. Ahead, a stolen Dominion shuttle waits on a hidden landing platform, guarded by Resistance fighters who look at Jax like he's myth made flesh. As they reach the ramp, Lirelei stumbles. The song took too much. Jax scoops her up bridal style without breaking stride. I got you. She buries her face in his neck, whispering against his skin, and I have you, my Deathworlder. The shuttle's engines roar to life just as a Dominion cruiser locks missiles. Jax straps her into the co-pilot seat, kisses her once, hard, desperate, tasting of blood and starlight, then slams the throttle. They punch through the cavern roof into the night sky, a stolen comet chased by the entire Dominion fleet. In the rear view, Valthara burns like a second sun. Lirelei reaches over, laces her fingers through his on the controls. Where to now, legend, she asks. He grins, eyes wild. Somewhere they'll never expect a human and a princess to hide. Right in the heart of their empire. The shuttle jumps to hyperspace, leaving the hunters screaming in normal space. They hide inside the enemy's veins. The stolen shuttle slips into the traffic lanes of Carvoran Prime, the Dominion's crown jewel. A Dyson ring of black glass and weapon foundries orbiting a caged star. Trillions of souls, 1,000 species, all marching to the beat of the Obsidian Choir's war drums. Jax wears a scavenged Dominion officer's coat, collar high, face hidden under a neural dampener that makes him look like a scarred Keth mercenary. Lirelei is cloaked in a hooded pilgrim robe, wings bound tight, royal markings dimmed by healer's paste. To every scanner they are just another pair of refugees begging for work. They dock at Dockyard 19, a place where even the air tastes of fear. Between them, the resonance hums like a second skin. Every heartbeat is shared. Every lie they tell together. Their target, the choir's central spire, a mile-high needle of obsidian that houses the neural archive, proof that the Dominion has been sterilizing empathic bloodlines for centuries. Get in, download, get out. Then broadcast it to every corner of the galaxy. Simple. Except nothing is simple when you're in love with the last princess of a murdered dynasty and every bounty hunter in the ring wants your head. They move through slave markets and officer bars. Jax's knuckles itch for a fight, but Lirelei's calm keeps him leashed. In a darkened alley behind a pleasure house, she presses him against the wall, kisses him slow and deep until the rage cools into something hotter. We do this quiet, she whispers against his lips. No legends tonight, just ghosts. He nods, tasting her, ozone and starlight and desperate hope. They reach the spire's outer ring at shift change. Jax slices the guard's throat before the man can scream. Lirelei sings a lullaby that erases the security camera's memory. Inside the lift, they strip off disguises. She is radiant again, wings free, markings blazing. He is pure human menace in black fatigues. Floor 777. The archive level. The doors open onto a cathedral of data. Rivers of light cascading between crystal monoliths, guarded by the choir's elite, mindless, singing enforcers whose voices can pulp organs. Lirelei steps forward, voice rising in the forbidden royal countermelody. The enforcers stagger, blood leaking from ears. Jax moves like death on a deadline, carbine whispering. They reach the central core. Jax jacks in, downloading terabytes of genocide orders signed by Admiral Walter Kren himself. That's when the lights turn red. Kren's voice booms through the spire, amused and arctic. Princess Lirelei, and the human pet, how delightfully suicidal. Blast doors slam, gravity flips, the floor becomes a wall. Jax grabs Lirelei as they fall upward into a trap arena, a sphere of mirrors and hard light blades. In the center waits Kren, 8 feet of bio-augmented terror, 4 arms, face a porcelain mask of calm cruelty. Time to teach the Deathworlder why we fear you, he says. The mirrors ignite, blades spin. Jax grins, blood already on his teeth. Come on then, Admiral. Let's dance. The sphere is a cage of screaming light. Hard light blades whirl like a hurricane of glass. Mirrors multiply Admiral Kren into 1,000 reflections, each one smiling the same porcelain smile. Gravity flips again, up is down, left is death. Jax and Lirelei hang in the center, tethered only by the resonance. Kren moves first, 4 arms unfolding into plasma whips that crack the air. Jax shoves Lirelei aside and takes the first lash across the chest. Armor melts, skin sizzles, but he laughs, raw, human, insane. That all you got, choir boy? He charges straight through the pain, carbine roaring. Bolts ricochet off Kren's reactive shielding. The Admiral backhands him. Jax flies 20 meters, crashes through a mirror, comes up bleeding but grinning wider. Lirelei sings, not the gentle lullabies of the Undercity. This is the royal dirge, the one her mother used to shatter fleets. Sound-made weapon, every mirror spider webs at once. Kren staggers, porcelain mask cracking to reveal something almost afraid. The resonance flares white-hot between Jax and Lirelei. He feels her voice in his bones, she feels his refusal to die in her blood. Together they become something the Dominion never planned for. Jax holsters the carbine, useless now, and sprints along the curved wall, boots sparking. Kren lashes out. Jax ducks under the whip, slides between the Admiral's legs, and slams a breaching charge against the back of the monster's knee joint. Sing for me, princess. Lirelei answers with a note that has no name, old as stars, sharp as grief. The charge detonates in perfect harmony with her voice. Kren's leg explodes in a fountain of black blood and servo fluid. The Admiral roars, topples. Jax is on him instantly, fists hammering the cracked mask until porcelain shatters and the face beneath is just meat. Kren laughs through broken teeth. You think this ends me? The choir is eternal. No, Lirelei says, stepping forward, wings spread wide, voice ringing like cathedral bells at judgment. Tonight the choir learns silence. She places her palm against Kren's forehead. The resonance surges, not just their 2 hearts now, but every empathic soul the Dominion ever murdered, channeled through her. Kren's eyes go wide. Memories of genocide, of children screaming, of entire species erased, flood back into him all at once. He screams. It is not a human sound. Jax steps back, lets her finish it. When it's over, Admiral Walter Kren is a sobbing wreck on the floor, mask gone, empire gone, everything gone. Lirelei sags. Jax catches her before she falls. Above them, the spire's broadcast array lights up, the data shard finished uploading. Across the Dominion, every screen, every comm, every slave collar flickers with the truth. The choir's song ends in static. Jax kisses her forehead, tasting salt and victory. Time to go home, princess. She smiles against his chest. Wherever you are, Deathworlder, that's home. Alarms howl. Reinforcements are coming. They run. They never make it to the shuttle. The spire's apex erupts behind them as the self-destruct counts down. Jax and Lirelei sprint across a skybridge of black glass while Caravoran Prime tears itself apart below. Slave collars unlock in cascading waves. Riots bloom like crimson flowers in every district. The Dominion's iron grip is breaking in real time. A stolen interceptor, sleek, silver, wings like Lirelei's own, waits on a private pad, engines already screaming. The pilot, a grizzled resistance smuggler who once swore he'd never bow to a human, throws Jax a salute sharp enough to cut steel. Thought legends were taller, he grunts. Thought smugglers were quieter, Jax fires back, helping Lirelei aboard. They launch into the chaos of low orbit. Dominion cruisers burn in the void, crews mutinying as the truth broadcasts loop. Escape pods streak like falling stars. Lirelei stands behind Jax in the cockpit, arms around his shoulders, wings folded over them both like a living cloak. The resonance is quiet now, no longer a war drum, just two hearts learning how to beat slow. You did it, she whispers. You gave my people back their voices. We did it, he corrects. Turns out all humanity needed was the right song. The smuggler patches them through to an open channel. Across the galaxy, worlds are declaring independence. The Dominion is fracturing faster than anyone thought possible. Then a new signal cuts in, soft, young, Vayari. A child's voice. Crown daughter, the ninth spire still stands. The gardens remember you. Come home. Lirelei's eyes fill. Jax feels the tears through the link before they fall. He takes her hand. Your throne's waiting, princess. She shakes her head. Thrones are cold. I'd rather build something warm. They set course for Vaelthara, not as conquerors, but as the first citizens of whatever comes next. Behind them, Caravoran Prime collapses into its caged star, a black sun swallowing the old empire whole. Ahead, twin suns rise over red dunes that no longer sing dirges. The interceptor dives into atmosphere, trailing fire like a promise. Jax reaches back, threads his fingers through hers. Still the worst first date ever? He asks. She laughs, bright, free, eternal. Best one, she says. And it's not over yet. 5 years later, the red dunes of Vaelthara bloom violet. The Leviathan bones are wrapped in flowering vines now. The wind no longer sings dirges. It sings lullabies. Jax Calder, once lieutenant, once reaper, once the Deathworlder who broke an empire, stands barefoot on warm stone, shirt open to the twin suns, watching a small silver-skinned girl chase glowing butterflies across the palace gardens. She has her mother's wings and her father's reckless grin. When she laughs, the flowers open wider. Lirelei steps onto the balcony behind him, barefoot too, gown the color of dawn. The royal markings on her collarbones still glow, but softer now, no longer war paint, just love made visible. She slips her arms around his waist, rests her chin on his shoulder. Still can't believe you let them name the planet's new capital, Calder's Hope, she murmurs. Still can't believe you let them name our daughter Astra Jax Caldera, he counters. She kisses the scar where Kren's whip kissed him first. She needed a name big enough to carry both our stubbornness. Below, Astra trips, scrapes her knee. Before she can cry, Jax is already vaulting the balcony, human muscle and Vayari grace braided together by the resonance. He scoops her up, kisses the hurt away. Lirelei watches them, eyes shining like twin emerald stars. The ninth spire is no longer a palace of cold crystal. It is a school, a hospital, a meeting hall where humans and Vayari and a dozen other species argue, laugh, and raise children together. The gardens are open to anyone who lost a home in the old war. There is no throne, only a circle of stones where decisions are made by whoever shows up willing to listen. Tonight the circle will be full. Tonight they broadcast the accord, permanent peace between Earth and the new Vayari Concord, signed with ink made from the ashes of Caravoran Prime. But first, sunset. Lirelei joins them on the grass. Astra falls asleep between them, tiny wings twitching in dreams. The resonance hums, quiet, steady, eternal. Jax feels every heartbeat in the garden. The refugees who found beds, the soldiers who laid down rifles, the old smuggler who now teaches children to fly stolen shuttles for fun. Lirelei laces her fingers through his. They still call you the legendary hero, she teases. He snorts. Titles are for statues. I just wanted to get the girl. She leans in, kisses him slow and deep, tasting of starlight and forever. You did, she whispers against his mouth. And the girl saved you right back. Above them, the twin suns touch the horizon, painting the sky the exact color of the first desert where they met. Somewhere, a human and an alien princess made a promise in blood and fire. Here, they keep it every single day. The garden remembers them. The galaxy will never forget.